Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Welcome to another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast. I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. And we bringing you reviews and hot takes on the, movies and TV shows that we've watched. I was about to say latest, but really they ain't the latest. Some of them be old. But you know what I'm saying? We're here to give you movies and TV takes and reviews and stuff of that nature. What's going on with you, my boy?
Man, can't call it, man. I got to steal one of your things, man. Everything is going slow motion. Just getting the job done, podding, you know what I'm saying? Getting new material. So, man, it's, honestly, I can't really complain, man. Just trying to make it through another day. But how you feeling? Everything good with you?
Man, everything is great, man. And speaking of pods, I got halfway through the Drake pod that you did, the latest pod of 28 minutes or less. I got to finish it up, and then I got some stuff to talk to you about, man. I'm gonna text it to you though when I get done with it. But so far, so good. So far, so good. You made some great points.
Did you get to the point of my dream album that I wanted? You got there yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not yet. I was listening to it, and you know what I'm saying, I had to take my headphones out because the QC guy was coming. And he so and the stuff I was doing was super important because everybody kept coming over there. So I was like, let me take these out before I get busted. So they walked off. I took them out real quick, switched out the earplugs, and then he came and talked to me. And then I was like, man, he was over there for a minute. So by the time I got a chance to put him back in, it was time to go.
Hey, that's funny. Look, I ain't asked you this week. I don't think I asked you Friday either, man. But I've been asking you, like, yo, man, how's it going?
Man, listen, I told you, bro. You know, I wear a hoodie to work. So as long as the hoodie stay on, they don't have no idea. And then I got all this on the sides. So it's like between this on the sides and then the little top that come out right here, they can't see nothing. And then the hood be on too, they can't see nothing.
That's funny. That's hilarious, but
everybody.
I ain't gonna lie, but I would be the same way. But I can't, man. Especially if it's something I'm used to doing. I'm gonna tell you something else that feels weird to me because as soon as I get to work, I put my AirPod in. You know what I'm saying? As I'm walking into the work, so like when I'm walking into work, I'm listening to music. But usually when I'm leaving, I'm like finishing up a pod. So it's like I'm constantly listening to something. So if it's like a situation where my AirPod is beeping, it's about to die. So it's like I'm about to get to the car. I just take it out. And it's like just walking. It's like I'm usually listening to something.
Bro, you feel so odd, bro. Yeah, you feel so. I know exactly how you feel. Like that first week when they told us we couldn't wear no more audio headphones to work, bro. I was in there going crazy, bro. I'm sitting here fiending. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here looking at the thing, and all you hear is the sound of all the machines, like. I'm like, man, no, I cannot do that. If I got to take one for the team, I'm going to take one for the team, bro. Forget that. Write me up. I'm not doing this stuff. No. So then I was like, I thought about it, and then you know what I'm saying. I was like, well, I got the AirPods, so I mean, it ain't like they can, you know what I'm saying, catch me for real. So start wearing the AirPod. I was getting away with it. So far, so good.
That's hilarious. That's funny though. That's funny, boy. You sound just like me, boy. But we podcast fiends, boy.
It make the day go by so much better. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pay attention to the clock when I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? I know by the time, like I could literally time my breaks, I could time my lunch, I could time my day by the pods that I listen to. So I know my first two pods, I'm gonna get through the first full one, and then I'm gonna get through like maybe half or a quarter of the second one before it's my first break. And then for lunch, I'm going to get through the rest of that one, and I might get a half of another one in. And then at the end, I'm going to finish that one, and I'm going to get another half in, and I'm good. I'm like, as long as I can do that, bro, I don't have to worry about nothing.
Hey, but to close that out, man, I be mad when because there's two podcasts I listen to on the daily because they're radio shows or whatever. And like, man, I be so mad. Like when I get through, because it's usually I get my whichever day of the week I get my first pod in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I know by the time I finish that first one, Dan and them should have at least dropped at least two, the local hour and the big suit.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I go on there and I don't see it.
Oh,
all right, now.
Let me tell you something.
Like, why y'all playing?
Last week, bro, I was going through withdrawals. Wednesday is
because no Joe.
No Joe, bro. Listen, Wednesday is my best pod day. I have the itinerary down for Joe. I mean for Wednesday. It's Joe in the morning. Then by the time Joe get done, it's first break. So you know what I'm saying? When I get back, I finish that up. Then it's Craig Facts on YouTube. Then I get through that. That's about like 2 hours. So that's lunch. Then when I come back, I go to Sirius Satellite and listen to Straight from the Heart with Kevin Hart and the Plastic Cup Boys. My day finished. 3 pods all Wednesday. It's the best pod day I got all week. That's my favorite day of the week. Man, it wasn't no Joe was like.
Hey, did you keep refreshing? Like,
yes, all day long. All day long. I went on Twitter. I'm like, man, I searched Joe Budden podcast. I went on Instagram. Yeah. Bro, I'm like, but I heard that Ice had surgery, so that's the reason that they ain't been in. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but
I saw because I went to Joe's page and I didn't see nothing, so I went to the JBP and it said that somebody on the team got COVID, so it wasn't gonna be no pod.
The cameraman,
it's not Alex, is it?
Nah, Alex is Alex is what they call it, man?
One of the producers or something?
No, Alex is the dude where they be like something man.
Scream Man.
Scream Man. Alex is Scream Man. And then it's the cameraman E. I forgot what his real name is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was refreshing first.
Erickson.
Because I was checking. And then I was like, all right, let me go to the thing. Because I know this happened before where I went on Twitter and I, saw what was going on. So I saw it and I was like, all right. But the thing is, like, man, you already know that's 230 right there.
Bruh.
Guaranteed every week.
Easy.
So you take 230, possibly sometimes 3 hours out of your day. That's
great day.
Damn, but you like
great
that
day.
Shit, but it leave a hole, but you be like, shit, I gotta feel this time.
I'm telling you, like, bro, I went back. So so anytime I need to like fill in a spot, bro, I will always go to 85 South and find any Jack Thriller episode.
Well, not Jack Thriller, but that's one
crazy.
Of no. I don't mean that. I'm just meaning like. Like it could just be any, well, not any, because now they having nothing but guests. So it's kind of like if I'm not really interested in the guests, I know I'm missing out on material because Carlos and them they just funny, period. But yeah, that's just one of those pies where it's like that's one of my fillers, and then another one of my fillers, is the rewatchables. I texted you the other day. They did a movie that we did like 2 years ago, and I was just like, man, let me check this out, see what they talk about. So that was cool. But I gotta ask you this, man, because we gotta get into two things before we start the pod.
Yep.
But Wakanda Forever. Seen the trailer?
Oh my goodness, did I see the trailer? I probably don't watched it since it came out. Probably about 13 times now.
Man, listen. I'm ready for it, man.
Man, what?
I might have to be there opening night, man.
I know for a fact I'm not gonna make it opening night. But I'm going that weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going that weekend.
I'm definitely going that weekend.
Yeah, like it looks like it's gonna be an emotional roller coaster. But the one thing I wanted to ask you was when that Black Panther suit came out,
I got hyped.
Kind of look like a female, man.
Good, because you know what that means.
Yeah, it's a sister. and it's going.
Shuri, let's go.
So
Listen, I love when they follow the comics to. It don't got to be to a T, but to some point, bro. As long as they follow the comics, bro, I'd be cool, man. Just like with the new Thor, I want to see the new Thor so bad because Jane Foster is supposed to be Thor, but they got the actual comics where they had a female Thor, and they call her the Mighty Thor. But I'm saying, like, yo, yeah, let's make it happen. Like, start adding some of the shit from the comics into here. Like, it don't got to be canon, but add some of that stuff in here, man.
Yeah, that new Thor was good though, man.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with it.
I ain't seen that.
Yes, sir. So, man, we lost another one, man.
Yep.
We lost Paul Savino. A lot of people know him as Paulie. You know what I mean? From Goodfellas. You know, I've always preferred. We've done Casino on here, but I've always preferred Goodfellas over Casino, even though they're kind of really the same movie in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, not really the same movie. You just get the same feel. You get the same feel from Casino and Goodfellas. But he was Paulie in that. Another film that I know him well from is another movie that we done on here a long time ago, Money Talks.
Yeah.
You know, when he was Grace's father. And it was one thing I loved about him playing that role when they found out that he wasn't Victor Moan Jr. He was like, why am I calling him Victor Moan? And he was like, the wedding is off, no wedding. She was like, honey, all the people showing up. They come here, they show up. He said, they show up, they drink, they go the fuck home. It was so fucking funny. I was like, oh my God. But man, it sucks that we lost him, man. But I mean, he was 83 years old. You know, everybody kept bringing up Law and Order. They said he was a long tender person in Law and Order. But the stuff that I know him from is like what I mentioned there, and he also was in Godfather of Harlem. I don't know if you ever got into that, but that was a show, man. Uncle Watson loved that show. I mean, you know, he never got to see the second season, but but he wasn't a regular though, like. Because he was like a boss in that as well. So like he only showed up when they had like meetings, when they really had to talk business. So he was only in, you know what I'm saying, a few scenes. He wasn't like a recurring person. Well, he was a recurring person, but you know what I mean? Like if it's 10 episodes, he might be in 2.
Right, but it's only for that specific reason though, which is dope, especially as an actor, because you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be on set that long. You ain't got to worry about a whole bunch of production and all that. You get in, get out, boom. You know what I'm saying? And you good to go.
Yeah. But what stuff you noticed them from, man? Like what brought stood out?
Definitely Goodfellas. Definitely Money Talks. I never seen Godfather of Harlem, but those two for sure.
Yeah, man. He was in another joint, man. It slipped my mind. I was thinking about it earlier today, but everything I seen him in, you know, from what I was hearing, I had listened to Rap Report today, and he worked with him. I think he said 3 times, and he also worked with his daughter. I didn't know that this was his daughter, man. His daughter, what's it? I start with an M. Now I can't remember what it was, but she was the blonde chick and the Replacement Killers. I had no idea that was his daughter. I was actually watching that shit the other day. The Replacement Killers it had to do Chow Yun Fat in it. Like he was on a run. Like it was him and her, and like basically he was like this. I mean, it's basically what it is, like Replacement Killer. Like he was, you know, a hitman, all that type shit, and like she kind of like was like a sidekick type of joint. But yeah, that was his daughter. So his daughter is an actress as well. I think he got more than one, but he was just talking about how he worked with him and he also worked with the daughter as well. And he was just saying that he was like, he wasn't what we saw on film. The way he made it sound like he was more like the character in Money Talks than he is like being a boss. Oh, Sopranos! God damn it! He was in the Sopranos. What am I never doing, seen man? The
Sopranos, so
man, you gotta get on it, man. Like I've been saying, man, I think I'm gonna rewatch it, man.
I try, man, but I can only take so much Italian mob stuff.
Man, like I said, man, like you said earlier about fiending for podcasts, man, man, I'm starting to fiend for goddamn Sopranos, but I don't know what it is, man. It's like, man, I gotta see some mob shit, man. I don't know what it is. Like it's crazy. But like I always say, like I said in that I did a podcast on Sopranos. One of the dopest concepts I ever seen in a show was a mob boss going to therapy, yo. Like that shit is just like beyond me. Like, and then like how he tried to sugarcoat shit in the beginning because she told him, "You can't tell me anything incriminating because I have to tell the authorities." But then their relationship got so tight, he started telling her every fucking thing that he's doing out here in these streets, and it got to the point for her where she couldn't get enough of it.
But like, see, the crazy thing is, like, for me, like, I know the references and stuff from I know the references from like Sopranos and all these type of movies and stuff like I never seen because like everybody around, like The Wire, I know so many references from The Wire. I've never seen The Wire a day in my life.
The Wire is just I will say this.
I never seen Breaking Bad, and I know references from Breaking Bad.
See, now you're starting to trip. So, but The Wire, the thing about The Wire really is it's really the first season. Like the second season about the docs was trash. But like the thing about The Wire is that I just think it's really the talent that came out of it. To me, the show wasn't as good as some people make it out to be. It's just the fact that the people's careers that came after that is what really makes the show what it is. Why everybody keeps talking about it. The Sopranos is just like the way that they wrote it, the way that they set everything up. It's so different, man, and it's so fucking like realistic, man. And like I said, with the whole thing of like with Tony being the way that he is, and then like even got to a point where the therapist was like, "Yo, like I got like she had to start going to therapy," and then she's telling her therapist the shit that she don't even supposed to even know, and it's like, and Tony took over her life to the point where she tried to tell Tony, like, yo, I can't be your therapist anymore. And then she, you know, in a way was like invited him back in because she needed that thrill in her life as well. Like it got to the point where she couldn't like live her life without thinking about Tony. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even really in a sexual sense. It was just more of like
she had a good life.
Yeah, and she was like, I need this. It's like this is my excitement. You know what I'm saying? And like it's I don't know, man. It's wild like that. Cause like at the end of the day, like Tony is an asshole, but it's like you find yourself rooting for him though. They'd be like, yeah, this my dude. You'll fuck with Tony.
Yeah.
Just from the people you tell me you fuck with, you'll definitely fuck with Tony.
Nah, for sure. I mean, like it's a bunch of characters like people be telling me about with stuff that I ain't seen. I told you, bro, we could probably do like a whole episode on shit I ain't seen. Motherfuckers would be like, hold on, what? But nah, like it's a bunch of stuff like people be telling me about like shows and movies and stuff that I ain't seen that it seemed like I would like it, but it's just one of them things. Like with me, man, I have to be in like it really has to catch my attention. But not only like catch my attention, like I have to be super interested in it before I even like check it out. Like that's why like a lot of people like when we did the Leonardo DiCaprio joint and we talked about Shutter Island. Like I think Shutter Island is like one of the most brilliant movies ever made. But people don't fuck with it.
I mean, I got a few of those that are like that as well. But I will tell you this though. So you remember like when we first started doing this pod and you basically told me that I couldn't be a movie guru because I didn't watch Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? This is a long-standing argument. No, it ain't different. You got to take it back now because if you haven't seen
none of those,
shit
none of those are Star Wars. None of those are Star Wars.
Crazy.
None of those are Star Wars.
Breaking Bad took over the whole world, man. It took over the world, man.
No, it did not, sir.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not, sir.
The Sopranos took over the world. The Wire took over the world.
I can stand on this with my heart and soul, and we could take this to the balance. Okay, I mean, if I will go to Anubis with this one. When I tell you, sir, that Star Wars, there's nothing on earth like it. I've met people that I never would talk to in real life through Star Wars. I've never seen a Breaking Bad convention.
Man, you crazy. There are Breaking Bad conventions.
I know. I didn't say it isn't. I didn't say it isn't. I said I've never seen the Breaking Bad convention.
Oh,
I've seen Star Wars conventions. Breaking Bad, there's no day for Breaking Bad. There's a Star Wars day. Okay. There's an actual holiday for Star Wars.
Man, look, that shit is nuts. But also, you got to think about how long ago it started. It started in the 70s, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it got a lot more time on.
If Breaking Bad could come back in 20, 30 years with another show, and it gets the same love that, you know what I'm saying, the first show got, then I give it. They
credit. Did that already.
No, it didn't
got
get the same
Better Call
love.
Saul.
Yeah, people like Better Call Saul, but they don't talk about it like they talk about Breaking Bad.
Nah, they don't. But then they did that movie. I didn't like the movie though. El Camino.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't hear the majority of people downing the first 3 episodes of the saga. I hear some people talk crazy about it, but not a lot talk crazy about the last 3 episodes of the saga. I don't hear nobody ever talking bad about Rogue One. I don't hear nobody ever talking bad about Solo. I don't hear nobody ever talking bad about The Mandalorian. Hell, you watch The Mandalorian. Like, come on, man. This is what Star Wars does.
No, I watched Rogue One.
You watch Rogue? You ain't watched The Mandalorian?
Nah.
Okay, well, you watch Rogue One, so that count.
Yeah,
How the fuck you watch Rogue One and you ain't watch none of the Star Wars movies?
Because I told. Well, okay, so if we
so you don't even know what the purpose of Rogue One is.
No, I told you that. So this is what I said.
I don't even want to hear you. I don't even want to hear that explanation, brother. I don't even want to hear that explanation, brother. I'm appalled.
Oh man.
Nah, I'm just playing with you, man. But nah, listen, man. Eventually, I'm gonna sit down and watch those joints. Like I said, I still got to get into Sopranos. I got to get into The Wire. I definitely got to get into Breaking Bad, only because, you know what I'm saying, those are shows that, you know what I'm saying, are cultural, especially for America. Like those are our shows. You know what I'm saying? Like those are things that, as an American, I feel like you at least had to watch a season of one of them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, at least a season. You know what I mean? And then, like, not only that, man, like, those are shows that stop time, bro. Like, think about how the country came together for Breaking Bad. Think about how it came together. I mean, The Wire, not so much, only because it was out a little bit earlier. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, The Sopranos, too, though. But, I mean, people would hover around the water cooler for The Wire and Sopranos. When Breaking Bad came out, like, people would be like, yo, Breaking Bad is on. Don't nobody tweet nothing. Don't nobody say nothing. Don't put nothing on Facebook. None of that. Watch it or shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those, it's like must-see TV. So, you know what I'm saying? Just to be a part of that, you know what I'm saying? Like that culture, yeah, I definitely got to check it out.
Okay, so yes or no answer, we got to get into the movie.
Let's go.
To me, it is, but I want to see what your answer is. Is the last show that was like that, is it The Walking Dead?
Like what?
Like
must-see TV?
9 o'clock, I got to watch it.
Oh,
because I don't want nobody to tweet about it.
The last show, it's not the last show that was like that, because I think Snowfall is like that. But as far as like in that same vein, for sure. Yeah. Bro, when The Walking Dead came on, I turned my phone off.
Yeah. The Walking Dead was like that for me for like the first like 5 or 6 seasons, and then
I gave up. I gave up midway through 6, and then
I think that's when I did. When Rick was on that helicopter, I was like, man, fuck this.
I was like, I'm cool. But I take that back. Even before then, I probably gave up midway through 3, and then caught back up, and then like when in 6, or was it 6 or 8 that Rick got on the helicopter?
I don't remember, because I stopped fucking with it, because see, I was late. I was able to binge the first 2 seasons.
Oh no,
I didn't watch it at first.
I remember when it first came out. It came out around like Halloween. I remember when the first episode dropped because they showed it in the original and then they showed it in black and white on the first day. I remember for a fact. So I checked them out. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be on this. But yeah, I will 100% say The Walking Dead was definitely a part of that.
Cool. All right, man. Excuse me. So we gotta do this, man. Listen,
Let's do it.
I've been on this show for a while. I watched it when it first came out, right? And I remember telling you about it. I was like, "Yo, man, this Midnight Mass, man, this shit is crazy."
Yeah.
So
my mom had ended up watching it. She told me about it too.
Yeah, it came out last year. It's from the same people that brought us The Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor. Bly Manor was I didn't really. It was cool. I mean, I watched it. It was just, I don't know. It was just one of those things where all it really was, like, it had a storyline to it, but all it really was like people was dying. Like, I forgot the origins of it, but like if you died there, you couldn't leave there.
That's true.
Basically, like all it was, and like, but then the people didn't know they were dead at first, and they didn't know that they couldn't leave. So they was like repeating like the same shit, and then once they realized, like, oh shit, like I can't leave. You know what I mean? Like then it kind of, but it's from those same people. And what really made this one dope, so basically, like the synopsis of it is, so Riley, he was like, everybody's from a small town. It's probably like, I don't know, 100 people. They all live on this island. And so Riley was one of the people. He didn't want to stay there. So, he ended up leaving. He got into a whole bunch of startups and tech and all this type of shit. And was out drinking, got into a car accident, ended up killing a girl, and he ended up going to jail for involuntary manslaughter. He gets out and he's on parole and he goes back to the island. So with him going back to the island, being at the place he didn't want to be, there is a he's not a bishop.
He's a priest.
A priest. So there's a priest. That's Father Paul. But the thing is, he tells people that he's filling in for Father Paul because Father Paul was like in his 80s or some shit, and he was, on his last leg, and
he went on a homage trip.
That's what it's called. So he went on one of those and ended up having an encounter with shit. I mean, I guess we can call it a vampire.
Goddamn vampire. That's what it was.
But they called it an angel.
Well, and I ain't gonna say that, but I think they.
Yeah. And so he comes back as a younger version of himself, and he says that he's somebody else, and then basically
he's a goddamn vampire.
Yes, he basically got everybody in this small island to drink the Kool-Aid, and
literally
drank the Kool-Aid, and it ended up ending very badly for everybody but two people. So, what was your thoughts on this, man? Like, so was this your first time watching it, or you rewatched it?
Okay, so this is my first time watching it all the way through. I watched episodes 1 through 3 already. And it was one of them things where I just threw it on late night, and I couldn't really pay attention to it because, like, a lot of times, when you throw something on late night, you really just throwing it on to go to sleep. However, this time actually watching it, man, this is probably some of the best story writing in the show that I've seen in a long time. They did a great job as far as character development with bringing Riley back home, and then introducing us to all the characters, all the important characters at least. So along with the story writing and the character development, it was the build-up. The build-up wasn't bad. It was one of those things where, usually it's a slow burn when you're watching the show and you're like, oh my God, would they just get to the point? What the fuck is the point of all this? Well, with them introducing the younger version of Father Paul in, and then him telling the story that he told, it was interesting because you already added in the mystery to the show. So you know what I'm saying, like the whole time you like, okay, what really happened to Monsignor? Like we trying to figure out what happened to Monsignor Pruitt, like. But you know what I'm saying, he like, well, he gonna be okay. So we thinking that Monsignor Pruitt is really over there. And then, you know what I'm saying, all this weird stuff get to happening. We see some little creepy stuff here and there. And then, you know what I'm saying, the night of the storm, you like, what the hell is? And then, you know what I'm saying, they got dude in the trench coat running up the beach. You like, oh, Riley ain't going to catch him. He taking off. And then you realize there's a goddamn vampire. You like, what? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole bunch of different stuff. But like I said, the build up to it, to me, this is probably one of the best build ups in TV that we've seen. It's not slow. You know what I'm saying? It's not too fast. It don't just throw something at you. You like, okay, how the hell did that happen? It's like everything fell in place. For them to only put this in 7 to 8 episodes and to make everything fall in place the way it did and still be able to have that build up and still be able to have those plot twists, they did a great job with this show.
That they did. Like, not Blind Manor, but the other one, the Haunting the Hill House is kind of like that. Mm-hmm. So you could tell they kind of write in that same writing style.
Well,
and
like you said, the people that did it, I'm in the control, but the people that did it, you know what I'm saying, same people. However, the director, I believe, is the same as Hill House 2, Mike Flanagan, which is Kate Siegel, the lady who plays Erin. Yeah. That's her husband. So
yeah, and she's in Haunting the Hill House.
Hill House and Blind Manor,
Yep. So the one thing that, like you were saying, like the whole build-up thing, and like you can see like gradually, like throughout the show, if you're paying attention, you like, okay, like I see what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Because, well, not necessarily I see what's going on, but you could tell something is strange, like
right.
Like when a woman, like when Riley's mom, which is Annie's like looking at a book and like she take her glasses off, she look, take her glasses off, look, you like, okay, something, you know what I'm saying, something going on. His dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, but my back.
He's starting, you know what I'm saying? Like, my back younger good. And everything,
yeah, so like you can see it gradually, but like, so I want to take just a little different angle here. And and I knew to like doing this, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, some of the shit might offend, some of the shit might not, but it is what it is. So Riley's character, you know what I'm saying, grew up being an altar boy. Obviously, pretty much the whole island are, you know what I'm saying, Christian.
Catholic, yeah.
Yeah, you know, Catholic, Christian, like they all very, very religious. So he grew up being an altar boy. You know, he leaves the island. He's able to, you know, experience new things, all this type of shit. So, but I don't think he really, like, quote unquote, lost his faith until the accident. Definitely. And I think the way that Riley looked at it was like, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I'm the one who got drunk and got behind the wheel. And I took someone's life that was an innocent bystander. So I think that the way Riley looked at it was like, if anybody was going to die here, it should have been me.
Right.
So he's kind of like, if the Lord or Jesus, God, if this person's supposed to be who we say he is, why am I still here and this innocent girl isn't here? So you can see that, you know, within going to prison, when he was talking to old girl, when he was talking to Erin, like he was saying, like, you know, I read a lot of, you know, different religions when I was, you know, locked up for 4 years or 5. I forget what it is. I think it's 4. But he was like, when I was locked up, I was searching for answers. And he was like, I can't find any of the answers that I'm looking for. So in the result of that, like he really kind of lost his faith. And with Father Paul, you know, having these conversations with him, trying to convince him of what I love was conversations that they had. Like when they had their one-on-one, like those are the conversations that make people uncomfortable. But I love the way that they laid it out in the show, because you see one person's point of view and then you see the person that is the actual priest trying to convince him, but he's having great, know what I'm saying, comebacks with the things that he's saying.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I really loved about the show, with them actually taking this approach, which I didn't hear any backlash about it, but I love them taking that approach because these questions need to be asked. And the Riley character was doing that because he personally went through those things himself. And that was one of the things that I really liked about the show.
I agree. I think that it was super bold to have somebody who was of the faith. Well, not of the faith like that, but you know what I'm saying, who had faith at one point, and then because of a traumatic incident in their life ended up losing it, and then in a sense being forced, or not really forced, but being put in a situation to kind of find it again. I also thought it was dope that they had the sheriff in there who was Muslim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And with his son trying to find his own way too. I thought that was very interesting as well. So they whole take on religion to me was it was refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Like you had the super extreme version of it, which was Beverly King, and then you had the you know what I'm saying? Like you had the version of, you know, I kind of grew up in it, which to me was Father Paul. Then you had different versions of it, which was the sheriff. And then, you know, you also had the, you know what I'm saying, was there. And then, you know what I'm saying, Faith is Lost and Riley. So you had a bunch of different POVs in this show, which was, which made it very, very interesting to see all those clash. To me, the most interesting thing in this was watching Beverly King. The character I disliked the most, because, excuse me, I know so many people like that. Like so many people like that, like preach and preach and preach, but it's like you a hypocrite in every way. Like you judge people, but you be the first to talk about you ain't supposed to judge nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like all the you seen her true self come out when she was able to become the vampire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that was the last person you're supposed to let be a vampire. But you know what I'm saying? We'll get to that point later. But to me, she was the most interesting character only because, like, you know, her whole life revolved around, you know what I'm saying, the Bible. And you would think that somebody who's so deeply into that faith or into their faith and then into the Bible would realize like the stuff that's going on, like you're not supposed to be doing. But like everything that she did contradicted everything that she believed in. And like, I don't know if a lot of people pay attention too much to her character outside of being irritated with her, but like watching her, she was a very, very complex character because it was like, she was so into trying to be down with the Father that she forgetting like, yo, you ain't supposed to idolize people. So it was like whatever the Father would do, like she would follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'll go ahead.
No, finish your point.
Okay. And then like when he ended up killing Joe, like she just called the niggas in, like, yeah, let's wrap this up. I'm like, yo, like this nigga just killed somebody. What are we talking about? But she was, you know what I'm saying? Like she was so adamant in protecting Father Paul, like she didn't care about nothing else. So it was very interesting to see her actions, you know what I'm saying, against her beliefs, especially, you know what I'm saying, with who she tried to portray herself to be.
I hated that bitch.
Me too.
I hated her more than old girl from Snowfall, that reporter.
Nah.
I hated her more than that because
Aileen Abel deserved Irene Abel, whatever that bitch name is.
Irene.
She deserved to die a slow and painful death, like she did.
No, who deserved to die was Beverly, the way she did when she was digging that hole.
100%.
Trying to go under the ground. I don't know.
Yeah, not more. First off, she waited way too late to do that. By the way,
yeah, she late reaction. But you got to also remember, I didn't want to get into this yet, but like, dude, this bitch is so dumb. She burns down everything in the fucking island and then there's one building left, and then they set that building on fire, and then all the shit is on fire because of you. So all of y'all died because of the dumbass decision you made. So
come on, fam.
But the thing is, like, I'm with you. Like, I know people like that. I got a person, you know what I'm saying, in my family right now who is in the book so heavy, my guy, where she treats people like shit and she thinks that she's doing the right thing. Like, dude, she didn't go to Uncle Washington's and my aunt on Rosie's wedding because the Bible says you're not supposed to get a divorce and get remarried. So she didn't come. When Uncle Washington died, she didn't come to the funeral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, I try my best to avoid this person in my family because they also, like, their daughter got pregnant in high school. You know what I'm saying? Shunned her. So then the kid come, and then she couldn't resist. You know what I mean? And then, she started being around grandkids or whatnot. But like she's one of those people where it's just like, and it reminds me of Beverly. And it's like, like it's really aggravating. And then they're a Bible pusher, like they try to push everything into you, and it's just like, like that's not my vibe. So I know exactly what you're saying, but the Muslim cop though, that was a very unique thing to add to this because especially like when he got into his backstory about what happened with 9/11. Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was amazing the way they put that in there.
Oh man, talk about it, bro. For them to take like at least 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes, to give us a full backstory on a character just like that. That's like I said, story writing was amazing. Because we didn't even have to get no flashbacks. We didn't have to get no whole episode. He put out a monologue and gave us his whole backstory just like that. And you could feel everything that he had to go through not just the monologue, but his acting in it too. Perfect.
Yeah, and then to tie all of that in to, I thought that I would get away from that coming here, but I got to deal with Beverly. And he's like, and that's how we tie all this in. Like Beverly's like the common denominator. Like everything was cool with him in the town, except fucking Beverly. Beverly reminded him of everybody that he left. Yeah. But then at the same time, to piggyback out that point that you made about his son wanting to, you know what I'm saying, experience, quote unquote, another God or whatever to see. And I get the son's point from the point of being in a place where all your friends go to this church and you're the only one that doesn't. So he kind of wanted to experience. And I think that, and that's another thing, like, you have to let a child have experiences. Like, you have to let them kind of make decisions for themselves.
And I thought it was dope that he did that too.
Yeah, because it's like, at the end of the day, what was another thing that might have, you know what I'm saying, if you weren't paying attention, I mean, I know you probably caught it, but, some people probably not, looking at their phone or whatever. But the kid said, you wasn't a Muslim. Mom was a Muslim and you took on her religion. So it's kind of like, I don't necessarily know what he was before.
Right.
But he chose to do a different religion because his wife was doing that. So the kid is like, if you made a change, you have to let me make a change. He was like, I didn't have any choice of moving here. You wanted to move here. You didn't ask me if I wanted to come or not. Even though at the end of the day, I'm your daddy. You know what I'm saying? You going where I go.
You really ain't had no choice, my boy.
Yeah, but I mean, I can ask you how you feel about it. Oh, I hate it. Well, you gotta deal with it.
You could have stayed in a foster home if that's what you wanted, but
you know. But yeah, I thought that dynamic that they added to the show, man, that was really, really dope, man. And then, like you said, man, for him to do that whole backstory of like the whole 9/11 thing, how they was moving people up, but it was just really to use them to get intel off of them because they thought that they could. And like he said, man, if you spoke more than one language, man, you shot up. Like that was really dope, man. And then for him to be telling that story to, you know what I'm saying, the doctor on the island, which is Sarah, and then Sarah going through the shit that she's going through, you know what I'm saying, with her mom being sick and gradually Mom Dukes is getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget, Sarah was also a lesbian.
Yeah. And then then they brought her girlfriend one time.
That's why I say, man, they do a great job with telling you who the characters are without having to go through all the nonsense. The fact that, you know what I'm saying, we knew Riley's story, we knew Erin's story. Erin ended up having a kid, you know what I'm saying? She didn't want to be like her mom. You know what I mean? Her mom was abusive and was an alcoholic. She ended up having a kid and moving back, becoming a teacher, kind of living her mom's life without, of course, drinking because she couldn't drink. But, you know what I'm saying, without, you know what I'm saying, she still came back and ended up kind of living her mom's life, being a teacher, you know what I'm saying, living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did everything that they were supposed to do with telling you about these characters, especially like with Beverly King. She was a lonely older lady. You know what I'm saying? She ain't have nothing really going for her. She probably had a lot of cats. You know what I'm saying? She was working for the priest the whole time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had their role and you knew kind of what everybody was doing without them having to give you some, you know what I'm saying, half a show to tell you about the character. And I thought that was dope.
And you can tell nobody been in that cat.
Yep.
So
for sure. I'm pretty sure she was definitely a virgin.
Oh man, most definitely. Why she was acting like that? So what was all right, so we had to start getting into a little bit of the stuff. So we was talking about like how the moms, which was Mildred, she was gradually getting better. Annie was able to, you know what I'm saying, read without her glasses. You know what I'm saying? Pops was able to, you know, his back was getting good. And then they give us the biggest one.
Oh my God.
I'm saying the biggest miracle that they proclaimed it to be was when
Lisa, bro.
Man, listen.
Got up out there.
Man, and then this is the wild part, yo. His answer was so fucking relatable. When they was doing the AA meetings, Father Paul and why am I blanking on everybody's name today? Riley. And he was like, yo, you ain't gonna talk about it? He was like, what you mean? He's like, come on, man. You got that girl to get out of the witch. He's like, what would have happened if she wouldn't have got up? He was like, you would have looked like an asshole. They were like, basically, it would have been that. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have no answer for if she wouldn't have got out of the wheelchair.
Well, no, this was the dope thing about it, and he said this when the actual vampire had turned Riley. He was telling Riley after Riley had got turned into the vampire, he was basically saying to him, I can't give you an answer that you're looking for. And this was dope because he was actually referencing what Riley was talking about at the beginning of the meetings. And he was like, I can never give you the answer that you're looking for, because even if I give you the answer, it's not like you're just going to accept it. So basically him saying that was basically his answer for like, yeah, like, I mean, I knew she was going to get up. I could have told all y'all I knew she was going to get up. Like, I got the answer. I mean, look at me. I'm living proof. You know what I'm saying? I used to be 80 years old. And look at me now. Like, so I knew for a fact she was going to get up. That wasn't the issue. The issue was getting y'all to believe that, you know what I'm saying, that I already knew she was going to get the hell up.
Yeah, and then also they give us the background on her because Joe shot her by accident and paralyzed her. I also like that.
Was it an accident?
Well, was Joe? Now this is what I can't remember. Did Joe become a heavy alcoholic after he shot her, or was he already an alcoholic?
Joe became an alcoholic, I think, after his son died or something like that. Or somebody had died, he became alcoholic.
Well, his sister
had died. Yeah, his sister had died, and he became alcoholic. Now, this is the thing, though. I don't believe Joe one bit. He said he was drunk. He was trying to hunt or whatever. Ain't no goddamn way you out there trying to hunt. It ain't nothing to hunt, Joe. You was hunting niggas. That's just hunting. She the only little black person on that island. And she is a victim. Well, I ain't gonna say victim, but she is a product of interracial marriage. And old racist Joe You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to have a baby? Pow! You can't have one now, can you? You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
So I don't know. Joe Suspect, man.
Man, this guy right here did
He
not
fit
see you
he
taking
fit the
that time.
bill. He fit the bill, man. Had the beard, lived in the trailer, owned a rifle, drunk hella beer,
Hella beer.
and he had a bloodhound.
Oh man.
Seemed
So
racist to me. And he wore trucker caps and flannel. Racist.
Oh man. So they give us the background of how she got shot. But that was a powerful scene of her going over there and speaking with him. Yeah. But then also showing the struggles of like him going to the store, like looking at the beer and shit.
Yeah.
And I think that he was trying to make that change, man. Like he came to the AA meeting.
I think that when she went there and forgave him, I think that kind of helped him, you know what I'm saying, start that process.
Yeah, definitely. And then like she was honest about it. Cause she was like, yo, like I hate you. Like this don't change nothing.
Yeah.
But I feel I have to forgive you basically to move on, basically. Like that, like that was one of those situations where you can't keep harboring old feelings towards a person if you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to move on in life. So she felt that was the time to do that. But even the way that Joe went out, you're like, damn. And like you said, for Beverly to come in there and just, yo, let me get these two motherfuckers. Y'all are going. And then just them just really just going along. I mean, the one dude gave a little pushback, but
yeah. But Lisa's dad, he's a whole ass nigga, bro.
Yeah, but like the way that they kept using religion for everything. Like they used it for every single thing in this. I mean, she used it, but I mean, Father Paul did too.
Well, he don't count. He's a vampire.
But at the same time, okay, all right, fuck it. We gotta get into it. So, Father Paul isn't so fatherish. Well, excuse me, he is very fatherish.
Yeah.
So the whole time we don't find out till the last episode, the last like 15 minutes of the show is when you finally find out that the whole time that now I wonder why he spent so much time like making sure Mildred got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, that's right. Communion. I never told my story. Okay. So I watched this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Finish it up. And I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. And, you know, old lady, she's a huge church goer. Like, that's one of our little things. Like, she know, like, don't get me wrong, like, I grew up in church. Grams, she always made me go to church, you know what I'm saying? But Grams was, even though, like, Grams pushed me to go to church, she was still cool about it because, like, she wouldn't make me go to Sunday school, like, every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, you know, you got to go at least about once a month. You know what I mean? Like, Grams was really cool, man. Love my grandma, man. Which, you know what I'm saying, miss her all the time. But, so, I'm not that huge of one now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's big in it. I go every now and then, but you know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, it's not my preferred thing, I would say.
You're a better man than me.
So, okay, right? So, I'm sitting here. I finished midnight mass. Okay?
I already know this story going. I'm dying already. Go ahead, please.
We go to church. And they handed out these little cups. I'm like, yo. She's like, yo, it's communion. I was like, yo, you have no idea.
Is it? Are you sure?
You have no idea what I just watched. Yo, when I tell you, I had that goddamn cup, that little tiny cup in my hand. And then when it was time to do it, I'm sitting here, I'm smelling it. When I tell you, my guy, it was, yo, that shot, boy. That man, but hey, boy, I had to take one for the team, but I almost didn't do it. I ain't even
That's
lying.
cold, bro.
Cause like I'm talking about literally, this is the first time I've ever been to any church during a communion.
Oh, for real?
Yes, and this is the first time, and this after I watched Midnight Mass.
Oh no!
I'm
When I was younger, I did communion a bunch of times, but then I just realized like they're just giving us Welch's grape juice and crackers.
Yep, that's all it was. Hey,
Yeah.
but I was smelling that shit. I was like, but I wanted to make sure. But and I told her, I was like,
man.
man, you sure this is what this is?
So
But,
I got a good story, right? So when I was younger and I used to do communion, you know how they tell you that's supposed to be like the blood and the flesh of Jesus.
mm-hmm.
So then, like, I had two thoughts in my head as a kid. So, so I used to think, man, Jesus' blood was made of Welch's grape juice. So I used to in my head, bro. I used to be like, man, this nigga blood, Welch's grape juice. This is amazing. And then the second was, if we drinking his blood and eating his flesh, don't that make us cannibals? I never told nobody that though, but that was just the thoughts that I used to have in my head. I'm like, man, I don't really know about this one. This one, that's kind of weird
for me. You got me crying.
I'm just saying, man. They say this is blood, bro. You drink that shit. I'm like, they sell this nigga blood everywhere. Like, this is crazy.
Oh man. So yeah, that's what happened to me, man. So I was on edge, boy.
Yeah.
Like, cause it was like right after watching this shit. So anyway, so if nobody never seen, if somebody listened to this and never seen this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what he was doing during communion was, when it came to what they quote unquote called the angel, but it was basically the vampire, he was giving his blood, and he was adding his blood to the communion. So it wasn't grape juice. It was it was some of his blood. So every Sunday, these people are gradually getting better because they gradually slowly becoming, you know what I'm saying, a vampire. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was in this bitch, like, struggling to drink that shit, because I'm like, yo, boy, they might be trying to get us. And then I got to thinking about fucking, you know what I'm saying, Jim Jones drinking the Kool-Aid. And I'm like,
once I found out what that was about, bro, yeah, I was cool on all that.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. I was really like, you know what I'm saying? I'm surprised I didn't go to the bathroom and, you know what I'm saying, stick my finger down my throat, because I was struggling. I was like, yo, I don't know if I want to do this, man. I know too much shit.
Once you took it, you was already in there, bro.
Yeah, I was already in there, but like, but like, that's the thing about religion, though, man. Like, they use that shit for anything to convince you to do anything, and it's like, that's one of my biggest things about it. But to get back to the point that I was trying to make,
you make a great point there. Real quick though, you make a great point there, because I've never looked at it like that. I always looked at it as that was niggas' excuse as to why shit, like, they couldn't explain shit. So like, if something happened, like, and they had no logical explanation for it, they'd be like, that's God. And you'd be like, oh, okay, and then just go along with it. Like, no, nigga, it's a real life explanation that you can, if you look into it, I'm sure it's a reason for this. You can't just throw everything out like that.
Yeah, and that's one of my biggest things when it comes to it. Like, I know when I was talking to my old lady one day, she was like, why you gotta be like that? Why you can't, you know, that? I was like, because I question everything. Like, some of this shit don't make no sense. Like, 100%. It just don't make sense. Like, that's all it is to it.
It tell you in the Bible, be knowledgeable in all things.
Exactly. Like Uncle Washington used to say, the Bible is a book. It's a really good book, but it ain't the only book. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Go out and do your research. There's other shit that you got to look at. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, just like George Carlin said, you telling me that there's a guy that's in the sky watching everything that we do. Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, judging us, you know, off of that. So it's just like, yo, like, you really got to think about some of this shit. But he didn't live the quote unquote gospel the way he was supposed to. And he was so focused on Mildred because Mildred was his Yeah, and Sarah was his daughter, and they
Yeah.
never revealed that to her until minutes before she died.
Word. Seconds for real, because
Yeah, seconds before she died,
Sturgis,
that she
man.
found out, like, yo, like, I'm your father, like, and I'm sorry that that we couldn't tell you this, like, we kept this secret from you this whole time. And then another thing that's great about that, like, one of the biggest things that I loved about her character was the fact that she was gay and that she turned out to be Father Paul's daughter.
Yeah.
So the way that, you know what I'm saying, they view, you know what I'm saying, gay people and lesbians and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, they're not so, you know what I'm saying, they're frowned upon in that community.
The thing that was interesting about that too, because remember when they had the day or whatever, when they was doing the potluck thing, and her girlfriend was there, or whoever she was supposed to be, I think it was her wife or her girlfriend, whatever, but she was there with her, and she was like, well, you know what I'm saying, yo, I forgot what she called them, but yo, something people don't seem to agree or like the something, and Father Paul was watching her.
Yeah.
At first, seeing it from that scene, you would think like Father Paul, like, oh, come on, man, you know you can't be. But then now, knowing what we know, going back and looking at it, he was really just looking at it like, man, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I and that it hit me later once, you know what I'm saying? Like after I actually was thinking back about it, I was like, damn, like, so that's the reason he was looking at her.
Yeah, and I think that he was just, and what I loved about his character was he was at least progressive enough to, yo, like, that's my daughter and I love her regardless. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
the nigga was a vampire. He
true,
was as
but
progressive as it gets.
at the same time, I felt that it could have been one of those situations where, you know what I'm saying, look, we've heard the stories, like Uncle Wash used to say all the time. He was like, most of the people who were homeless when he was coming up were people that was thrown out of their parents' house because they were gay. And he was just like, they didn't have anywhere to go. So like a lot of them lived out on the streets. So that could have been a situation where he could have had really frowned upon her because of his belief system and all of that type shit. But
all right, we gotta pause that. Nah.
Okay.
Because this is another thing too. I think he was using that as an excuse. Nigga, ain't no way you gonna tell me you believe in God and you just got bit by a vampire.
Well, he definitely used that for an excuse because he like I said,
when I looked up, it looked like an angel. No, nigga, he just ate you. You was fading out, and what you seen was the light beaming off the back of the nigga head. That's not an angel, sir. Angels don't bite you. Where in the Bible do it say that the angel came down and it bit him and gave him forever life, eternal life? No, that's not how it works.
That's definitely not how they work.
What are you talking about? That's the shit that was baffling me. I'm like, what made him think that was an angel?
Yeah. And the way they portray angels, like, they definitely don't look like that. And that's not what their wings look like. That look like the devil's wings.
That's what
the
I'm
way
saying,
they portray
man.
that.
Clearly was a demon, my nigga.
Exactly. That was not the person that that the guy was talking about.
When does an angel ever come on earth in the Bible and bit a nigga? He might have hit him with a sword or a mace or something like that, but he ain't never bit him.
Oh man, you fucking
Then
stupid.
that's another thing that pissed me off about Beverly King too. When he had told her the story of it and explained to her what happened, she wasn't at all confused. Like, well, that's not how it works in the Bible. The whole time she quoting the Bible, you ain't never quote nothing out of that.
Man,
Hypocrite, man.
Beverly was a straight up follower, my guy. But I do like how Sarah she refused. Like, she spit that shit out. Like, he tried to save her, and she was like, hell no. So like,
Well, she kind of saved herself a horrible
She was
death.
gonna die anyway. Yeah, she was gonna burn to death.
Definitely kind of saved herself a horrible death.
Yeah, man. But I hate the way Aaron went out though, man. Like,
not really.
I mean, I'm just meaning like when the cop was sitting there trying to set the building on fire, and
he snitched.
He was like, well, yeah, when he said I'm not the only one here, he definitely snitched.
That's what he did. He snitched on it. Because now that I think about it, She could have got away with everything that she was doing, and she could have lit that shit on fire in time. He talking about, is it empty? Now everybody over there looking. And it just so happened that she walking out when everybody looking, and Beverly got the gun. Like, come on, man.
And then the angel came to, you know what I'm saying, set her up.
That's
but
true.
you know what I'm saying, she took it like a G though. You know what I mean? She got the cut. She got the cut in the inside of his wings, and then
Which
like
didn't do shit.
What? No, because I don't think he made it to the homeland. But because it was 30 miles.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
We don't know
it or not. He was still flying.
He was still flying, but
you know what I'm saying?
I think they really go off of the belief system. Like if they want to come back, definitely like it's because he made it, you know, to at least shelter to hide from the sun and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But like for her to just grab their head and pull their head back down, that motherfucker was relentless. He got shot like 3-4 times. He was like, man,
that
chill
motherfucker
out.
Was hungry. Yeah, he was that motherfucker where he going, man.
He was like, man, chill, man. Like,
have you not seen what I can do? Move, motherfucker.
Yeah, like I mean, he was unfazed. Like,
bruh, hey, the nigga he was bringing niggas back to life, nigga. Yeah, that's the last of my word. To me,
okay. Oh no.
The smartest thing was when she set him on fire.
Wait a minute. We got to go back to did he make it? Because remember, when the two was sitting on the boat at the end,
she said she lost feeling in her legs. Okay,
yeah, she couldn't feel her legs no more.
Yeah,
and I think that whatever's going on, it really goes off of if that person is alive or not.
Yeah, see, I don't like that rule. I don't like that rule at all. Cause you mean to tell me that all that shit count as long as it's alive?
Dude, that's just like the faculty. You kill the mother, everybody that was alien wasn't aliens no more.
I mean, that's trash. That's different. That's aliens. We talking about vampires. like my thing is, right?
Dude, hold on. They did it in Blade. Remember when Dracula died? That means that everybody that was vampires, they died, but not died, but they weren't vampires no more.
Didn't he turn into something that made them breathe it in and they choked out or something like that?
Oh, wait a minute. So Dracula was Blade.
I gotta rewatch that one. I gotta go back and rewatch. That was
yeah, that was 2. Because 3 was 3 was the ones with their mouth did the
I thought that was thing. 2. I thought 3 was the one with the Nightwalkers. I mean, not the Night Stalkers or whatever with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
That's 3. That's the 2 Triple H.
But yeah, but the dude that played
2 was the ones with the
dude that was in Prison Break. He was Dracula, the dude that was in Prison Break.
That was 3.
That was 2.
You sure?
Hold on, man. No, I'm looking. But go ahead. But my thing is
because remember in two Whistler died. Cause what's the name from Walking Dead was in 2. He was Whistler's mentee or apprentice. And he turned on him.
Okay. Hold on a minute. It might have been 3. Let me see.
I think Dracula was 3.
Yeah, it was. Dracula was 3. Dracula was 3.
I remember that because I know the second one is when they went to go fight them things. But remember, everybody was turning on. They kept trying to turn on Blade. And remember when he was about to blow dude's head up, he pushed the button and it didn't work.
Yeah. You're right.
Because
yeah, 2 was the one when their mouth opened up crazy. Yeah, so Dracula was 3. But the whole thing of Dracula was if you
once he
Dracula,
died, everybody else died. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's a stupid rule because technically it's in your blood. So like once it's in your blood, you should be able to stay a vampire. Now, the interesting thing is, right? Because she didn't get bit and she didn't necessarily fully turn into a vampire, do you think that it just wore off instead of just when he died?
Well, no. Well, my theory is.
I mean, I know it's that though, but
yeah, but like, because I think it's more of like you had to die to get the full thing.
Yeah,
remember because Beverly had it in her, but she didn't turn until she got shot and she died.
Nah.
No,
that's
because
the thing that's the thing that I'm confused about because I don't think that was it either. I think that he turned Beverly.
I think that Beverly wasn't turned until she died because everybody in that church, like when they gave fat dude with the beard the rat poison, and then he dies, and then he comes back, and then his eyes did the the little cat joint thing or whatever you want to call it.
That's what they was drinking, rat poison.
Yeah, they were drinking rat poison to kill them, and then they was reborn. Yeah, it was all about reincarnation.
I thought they was drinking fucking the blood this whole time.
Well, they was drinking blood in the
no, I mean like in the cup. I thought that's what was turning them. Was actual like pure blood.
No, because remember
rat poison.
Yeah, because when Bev had when they showed the back room, they showed all those cans of that rat poison back there. So she put all that shit in there. That's why everybody was throwing up. They was throwing up because they was their body started to reject it, but it still killed them. Yeah.
Okay, now that makes sense. Now make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So
my whole thing was she was talking about you didn't want to sit in there. Well, what difference would it have made if she was gonna come back?
Well, I think. Well, my theory is, I think she was afraid to become one.
I call cap.
The reason I say that is because why did you step out and hide? You knew what was going to happen. They was going to start feeding on you. And she left the room.
I think she just didn't know if it was going to work or not. Because I think she was capping when she was like, if you shoot me, it's just going to be 5 minutes. And then when she shot her, she didn't know whether or not. Because remember when she woke up, she was like, oh, shit, it worked.
Yes, because she didn't know. Yeah, you're right. Because she wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. So I think that she was afraid to do it. That's why she stepped away. Yeah. And I think that, but she also didn't think Aaron was going to shoot her.
100%.
She definitely thought Aaron wasn't going to shoot her.
That was her stupidity because everybody on the island wanted to shoot her. Exactly.
And also it showed more stupidity when she burnt down every fucking house on the damn island.
Then what pissed me off even more is she quoted the Bible talking about they burned down a third of the land and a third of the lake and a third of the trees, but you burned down the whole island, stupid. What are you talking about?
Made absolutely no sense.
And then don't follow it.
Exactly. You said a third. That wasn't a third. Like Bev made like no sense. And
she
then
got 2 power drops.
Yeah, and then this is another thing that was dope when Aaron was like when she was asking for Aaron to come out and Annie was like, no, y'all go ahead and go get the kids safe. So then she go out and she was like, why you bring that knife right here? It's only gonna buy you a few seconds. And she was like, this knife ain't for you. And she cut herself. And then like so they sitting there feeding on her and it was like, why do you think she did that? It's the same reason because of what you said. Before she cut herself, she was like, yo, she's just talking because she's stalling. But then y'all get so fucking caught up in this thing, all this blood that you forget.
Man, that bloodlust, baby. Ain't nothing you can do when that bloodlust hit you, man.
Hey, they completely forgot that she was doing that to stall.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember when he was telling Riley, he was like, you blacked out. He was like, remember, he said it's like he said it was like you couldn't even control yourself. It was like you wasn't even controlling your body. And he was like, yeah. So basically that bloodlust hit him, ain't nothing they could do.
Oh yeah, it's dope. I like the way that they did that stuff because like when she was leaning over Riley and you could see like her face, with her neck light up. I like the way they did the whole lights thing where it kind of looked like a filter around it. I thought that was dope, man, the way that they made their visions and stuff like that. Because I never really seen that in a vampire movie before.
What I don't understand either, even though I thought it was dope, is that they have vampires talking about God. And usually the vampires ain't even supposed to walk on holy ground.
True. And that's like you said, they put a different spin to it.
They put a very different spin on it. Because that's the thing that was baffling me. I'm like, oh, this nigga's a vampire, but he's going, how is he in the church? And the whole time I'm like, he ain't supposed to be in no church. He a vampire.
Yeah, when he was standing at the door.
Cross didn't burn them, did none of this stuff work. I'm like, oh, they done lied to us this whole time. They done lied this whole time.
Oh man, I like it though, man. I
No,
really
it's
fuck
great.
with it. I just like how they challenge some of the shit, man, because I
Mhm.
think that this shit really could have went left. You know what I'm saying? Like we spoke about this before.
Oh yeah, it could have been trash.
Yeah, with that, but also the Da Vinci Code, man. Like a lot of Christians didn't fuck with that shit. Like they was
Yeah.
like a lot of people. This was like before, you know what I'm saying, canceling really became a thing. Like a lot of people was trying to cancel Ron Howard.
This is the shit that baffled me. They didn't fuck with Da Vinci Code, but they watched Passion of Christ.
Yo, Passion of Christ was wow.
Wow. But they
Like,
loved that movie though.
and the crazy part was that was like one of the first times my cousin was like, "Yo, like I want you to watch something," because you know my cousin, you know what I'm saying, he damn near a deacon now, and
Yeah.
he was just like, "Yo, like you gotta watch Passion of the Christ." And
Yo, we
I
went
think that
to
what
the
they thought,
movies and seen that shit.
I didn't see it in the movies, but I
I
think what
did.
they thought that I was gonna make like this complete transformation
Yeah.
because I watched Passion of the Christ.
I left baffled. I'm like, so y'all wanted to see this?
Man, I'm like, I watched it and I'm like, okay, this is extreme,
That shit
but
was hours of Jesus getting his ass whooped.
yeah, like that's all it was, and it was like,
It was
so,
like watching a slave movie.
yeah, with a white person,
Facts.
and it's like, okay, like what was the outcome? What did you think I was gonna do? Like
Yeah.
like
It was a
just
little weird, man. It was a little weird.
it
I ain't gonna lie
was
to you.
it was.
That kind of throw me off about Christians, bro.
I ain't going down that road, but
I'm just saying that's the one weird thing, man. They get to talk about that. I just be looking at them like, all right, buddy. So real quick though, man. I want to get back to Beverly King real quick.
Okay.
Before we finish out. When she realized that Father Paul was no longer on the mission that she was on, and she kind of, you know what I'm saying, flip sides on my man real quick.
Flip sides?
Yeah. She, you know what I'm saying, she kind of took the reins and was like, yo, if you ain't gonna hold this shit down, my G, I'm gonna go ahead and take this coat over. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm gonna handle this right here. Yo, when she told my mans, I ain't seen you in a mask ever. But if you think you gonna come in here just because you think you got saved, no, my brother, you can go the other way. I'm like, yo, that is totally against everything that you're supposed to be preaching. What is going? That's why I said, bro, her character was so complex, but it's like you hated her, but you couldn't help to be intrigued with her because it was like everything that you doing, like you using the Bible for all the wrong reasons. Like she could quote every scripture in there, wasn't living none of that.
Wasn't living none of it because the whole thing is forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Acceptance. Like, yeah, you wasn't there. And then the way you viewed it was if you are able to take this, what they call a gift, then you are quote unquote one of the chosen ones. So you should have been able to accept his past and bring him in as one of your own. But you being petty. I didn't know the book was teaching pettiness.
Told you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
She got power hungry real quick, man. She was like,
man.
Hey, line these motherfuckers up. I need to see who all here so I can take a head count for these beds. Because you know what I'm saying? We're gonna need to get some sleep. But I thought that was a very interesting scene in the show when she turned my man away. Then they told my man go take a walk and watch the sunset on the beach. I said, that's dirt.
That's crazy. That's real dirty. No,
dirt.
What's dirty is when she killed Joe Dog, man, and tried to act like it wasn't her. That was fucked up.
I mean, I'm not surprised though.
I'm definitely not surprised. And I like when the sheriff came to talk to Joe, and he's like, yo, I've known her since grade school. And she's been the same person. And it's like he just gave us a quick rundown of who Bev was. Like Bev, always been the same person since she was a kid.
That's crazy.
Like everybody in the town been scared of Beth, man.
And see, that be the thing that ticked me off. Like people be really scared of her. Like Lisa dad, bro, he was so scared of that lady when she first and foremost, bro. You're not about to talk to me like this, old lady. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
at all.
You're not gonna talk to me like this. And you want me to move a dead body? How about you do it? How about that? I'll never come back here a day in my life. Matter of fact, I go tell the sheriff right now that y'all got a dead body in here.
Yeah.
But you know, I just like I said, man, she was, even though I didn't like her, she was definitely my favorite character. She was the most intriguing character of the show for me.
Fuck that bitch. Now, don't get me wrong. She acted her ass off.
No, she did that's what I'm saying. She did a great job.
She did her job. She did her job.
The crazy thing is, bro, the fact that they had her looking so old and she ain't even that old.
Nah, she really not.
Shout out to the makeup artist on that show.
Well, we talked about that.
Sheesh.
Yeah, we talked about that beforehand, man. Like,
yeah,
like, cause she was born in 70. The actress, the real person, was born in 79. And one thing that's crazy was Riley was born in 82, and the character that played his mom was born in 72.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, bro.
Oh man. So yeah, that was wild. But I think they did good with the people that they chose, though.
Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man. Fire Flame time. My brother. What are you giving this?
Like I mentioned, I think the cast was really good. Look, as much as I tried to kill Beth, man, she really killed her role. You know, Kate Siegel, like she apparently her and her husband got like a Netflix deal because you see her in a lot of Netflix joints, man.
Yeah.
So she killed it. Also the girl that played Lizzie, like she's in I seen her in a few Netflix movies as well.
Too, yeah.
So I like this little Netflix thing that they're doing, man, where you see reoccurring characters. But as far as the way that this show went and the way it was done, the way it was written, it's definitely one of my favorite Netflix shows. So I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna go all the way, but I'm gonna go 4.5, man. I fucks with Midnight Mass, man. I thought it was really good. You brought a great point when you started going in on the sheriff and you brought him in, that whole Muslim thing that they brought to it. The way he was able to give a whole, like, the way he gave that background, man, was,
yeah.
I mean, you said it, but yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna give it a 4.5.
100%, man. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like I said earlier, the story Brighton was amazing. The build up to everything was amazing. Great plot twist in the show. Not only that, man, just the, you know what I'm saying, just the being able to build up each character, the way that they built up the characters was very interesting because you don't see that a lot in TV shows. And then not only that, man, the pace of it, you know what I'm saying? The pace of it was kind of it was a steady pace. Nothing really picked up and nothing really slowed down. It kind of stayed the same way throughout the whole show. It was a very interesting show. And for them to make it an hour long on each episode and be able to give you that much for each episode, you know what I'm saying, without really having a major drop off, I thought was very interesting as well. Even though it's a limited series and, you know what I'm saying, we only got one season of it, I want to give it a 5, but only because it's one season, I can't give it a 5. So I'm going to go 4.5 with you.
Cool. That's what's up, man. So, coming soon, we got a legend, an icon, a queen. All of those adjectives all put into one, man. Man, we got Viola Davis coming for y'all, man.
Yeah, buddy.
We got an appreciation coming up. One of the greatest to do it, even though, you know what I'm saying, her run came later. As an actress, like when she really, really started to really catch fire with everything that she's doing. I mean,
you good? I think he froze up. But you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, we got Viola Davis coming in. And like he was saying, you know, for her to come in at a later stage in life and kind of have the career that she's had is very, very interesting. You know, you don't really see people be able to have that type of career and do that type of work. Um, and still be able to have the accomplishments that she's had, be able to play in some of the roles that she's played and do some of the things that she's done. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? She's also not only just been a part of television, I'm sorry, not television, movies. She's also been a part of television, which is a very, very dope thing for her to do. You've seen her on stuff like How to Get Away with Murder and everything like that. But the most interesting thing is she has a movie coming out. I believe it's toward the end of the year, and it is about the women and the women who were the army of the Dahomey tribe in Africa. I forgot what part of Africa, but you guys can do your research and figure it out. But the movie is called The Woman King, and it looks amazing. You guys check that out. It's an all-female warrior army. And you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that you are definitely going to enjoy. If you are a historian buff like myself, I can't wait for the movie to come out. But that's the person we are going to be covering in the next episode. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, y'all stick with us and stay with us, man. We're going to be getting busy. But until then, man, if you like this episode, if you didn't like this episode, if you want to hit us up, if you want to do any of the other stuff, man, just let us know. Hit us up on the socials on Twitter and IG. At ViewAnon Pod and on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. If you want to hit me up, you can follow me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I have a link tree, a link in my bio on there. You can find me everywhere else. Also, for the people that don't know, check me out on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Google Play, basically everywhere songs can be played. I got a single coming out. It's called Zambient. You know what I'm saying? It's some dance music. Check that out. I got a album coming out also August 7th. But my music comes out, my single comes out July 28th. So be prepared for that. Get ready for that. Thursday is going up, man. It's going to be super fun. Just something I'm trying out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing too serious. But also, man, if you want to check out my guy S. Dot, I'm not sure. I think he's supposed to be loading back up. He's having technical difficulties right now. But for the time being, man, check him out on Twitter, S. Foster 8. Also on Instagram at S. Foster 8. You can also check out his other podcast at 28 minutes or less. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, you go support him. He just had an episode about Drake. Go check that out. He's making some great points. He's talking some good stuff. He always has very interesting things to talk about on 28 minutes or less. So you guys make sure you go support that just as well as you support this. And until then, man, you know what I'm saying, we'll be seeing you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing your support and your love. We greatly appreciate it. And until the next episode, that's a wrap.
Cut.
Oh, there you go.
My bad.
Nah, you good, bro. I got you. I already got your socials and everything, brody.
Cool.
Yeah, we have to stay you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody for listening. My bad for the technical difficulties. And like he said, Hollywood wrapped it up and we cutting this day.
Yes, sir.